Your neighbor knocks on your door 3 days into a blackout. They're not asking for help, they're demanding it, and they know you have what they need. When the lights go out, the greatest threat isn't the darkness, it's the people around you. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 10 ordinary items sitting in your home right now that could mean the difference between survival and disaster during a prolonged blackout. More importantly, you'll learn why hiding these items is just as critical as having them, and how desperation transforms friends into competitors. Stay until the end to learn the strategies that could protect you and your family when society breaks down. Welcome to Food Decider, where we explore the knowledge that could save your life. If you find this information valuable, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss critical survival insights. Before we dive into the specific items, you need to understand something crucial about human psychology. When the power grid fails and darkness descends, something fundamental shifts in people. Within 72 hours of a major blackout, comfort evaporates, hygiene becomes a luxury. The daily routines that keep us civilized begin to crumble, and the items that maintain these aspects of life become not just valuable, but vital. Think about your daily routine. You wake up, flip on the lights, make coffee, use the bathroom, take a shower. All of this depends on systems you never think about. Electrical grids, water treatment plants, supply chains. When those systems fail, municipal services collapse. Garbage doesn't get collected, water stops flowing, stores run empty, and suddenly the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not the blackout itself that's the real danger. It's what happens to people when scarcity sets in. During the siege of Leningrad in World War II, neighbors turned on each other for crumbs of bread. In Venezuela's recent economic collapse, basic hygiene products became black market gold. When people are desperate, that friendly neighbor who waves hello every morning becomes someone else entirely. This isn't about being paranoid. It's about understanding human nature under extreme stress. Once people realize you have what they need, you move from being a friend to being a target. So let's talk about the 10 ordinary items that become priceless in a blackout, and more importantly, how to protect them. Number 1, trash bags. Yes, trash bags. When waste management systems collapse, and they will, usually within the first few days, disease spreads rapidly. Without trash collection, garbage piles up. Without working toilets and sewage systems, human waste becomes a critical health hazard. This is how cholera outbreaks happen. Trash bags become your primary tool for maintaining sanitation. They can line improvised toilets, contain human waste safely, and prevent deadly outbreaks. But their utility goes far beyond sanitation. Fill a contractor bag with leaves and you have instant insulation. Fill it with dirt and you have improvised sandbags. Use them to collect rainwater, create makeshift ponchos, or waterproof supplies. Once stores are empty, they're irreplaceable. Buy rolls of heavy-duty contractor bags and hide them inside closets, under beds, or in bins labeled as something innocuous like holiday decorations. In a collapse scenario, sanitation equals survival. Number 2, coffee. You might think coffee is just a nice to have, but for the roughly 64% of Americans who drink coffee daily, it's a chemical necessity. Take that away suddenly, and within 24 to 48 hours, withdrawal symptoms begin. Pounding headaches, severe irritability, inability to focus, fatigue so deep it feels like the flu. Now imagine experiencing those symptoms while also dealing with the stress of a blackout. It's not just uncomfortable, it's debilitating. But there's another dimension to coffee that makes it invaluable. In a world turned upside down, the simple ritual of a hot cup of coffee provides psychological comfort. It's a taste of the world before. It reminds you that civilization existed and might exist again. Coffee becomes one of the most powerful barter items in a collapsed economy. A small bag of ground coffee could be traded for tools, labor, medicine, or protection. The problem is, if people know you have it, you become a target. The aroma of fresh coffee travels and signals luxury. Store instant coffee packets, vacuum-sealed beans or green coffee beans in airtight containers hidden deep in your pantry or disguised as something else. Pet food containers work surprisingly well. When you brew coffee, do it discreetly. Don't let the smell escape your home, and never mention your stash to others. Number 3, toilet paper. When water systems fail and toilets stop flushing, the sanitation crisis becomes immediate and severe. Without proper hygiene materials, people resort to alternatives like newspaper or leaves, and these lead to clogged pipes, contaminated water sources, and rapid disease spread. E. coli outbreaks, hepatitis A, dysentery. Toilet paper represents more than convenience, it represents dignity. When you can no longer maintain basic cleanliness, morale collapses faster than from almost any other deprivation. People can handle hunger better than they can handle filth. During Venezuela's economic collapse, people traded toilet paper at values higher than some currencies. A single roll could buy a week's worth of food. The challenge is that toilet paper is bulky. You can't hide a year's supply in a shoebox. Split your supply into smaller bundles, compress them into vacuum storage bags, and hide them in multiple locations throughout your home, under beds, in closets, in the attic. Supplement your supply with baby wipes in sealed containers, a portable bidet, or reusable cloth wipes that can be washed.
The goal is to stretch your paper supply as far as possible. Number 4, candles. When a blackout extends from hours to days to weeks, candles become essential. They provide light, warmth, and psychological hope. A flame in the darkness dispels the oppressive weight of total blackness. It creates a gathering point for families. But candles are small, portable, and extremely easy to steal. They also advertise your location. In a neighborhood gone dark, the glow of candlelight through a window is visible from hundreds of yards away. Stock long-burning emergency candles, beeswax blocks, and liquid oil candles. Hide them among household items where they blend in, like in bins labeled holiday decorations. When you use them, use blackout covers on windows. Thick blankets, cardboard, anything that prevents light from escaping. Always keep fire safety in mind, because without fire departments, a single mistake can destroy everything. Ration your supply. Use candles only when necessary, because in a blackout, your candle is hope. But to desperate neighbors, it's temptation. Number 5, vinegar. Plain white vinegar or apple cider vinegar becomes a survival powerhouse because it does so many things that become impossible without modern infrastructure. When refrigeration fails, food spoils rapidly. But vinegar allows you to pickle vegetables, eggs, even meat, extending shelf life from days to months or even years. Pickling has been used for thousands of years precisely because it works. Vinegar also kills bacteria, wipes out mold, and deodorizes surfaces. When soap becomes scarce or you need to sanitize water containers or medical equipment, vinegar is your tool. It soothes insect bites, can disinfect minor wounds when diluted, and mixed with honey, it soothes sore throats. These are practical applications that worked for generations before modern medicine. The beauty of vinegar is that nobody raids homes looking for it. It blends in. Store it in repurposed containers to make it blend in even more. Stock white vinegar for general use, apple cider vinegar for medicinal applications, and distilled vinegar for pickling. They last indefinitely when stored properly. But don't advertise your knowledge. Don't brag about your homemade pickles or cleaning hacks. In collapse survival, vinegar is leverage. Number 6, spices. Throughout human history, wars have been fought over spices. In a survival scenario, they become critically important again. When you're eating the same bland beans and rice every single day, morale collapses. Food fatigue is real. People lose their appetite and become malnourished, not because food is unavailable, but because they can't stand to eat it anymore. Spices solve this problem. A little cumin, paprika, garlic powder, or oregano transforms the same beans and rice into something that feels different. But spices offer more than just flavor. Many have genuine medicinal properties. Turmeric is a powerful anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar, ginger settles upset stomachs, garlic has antibacterial properties, and then there's salt. Your body needs sodium for electrolyte balance, nerve function, and muscle contraction. Without adequate salt intake, you can develop serious health problems. Salt also preserves meat and has been used as currency throughout human history. Stock bulk containers of the basics: salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, paprika, chili powder, cinnamon, oregano, basil. Seal everything in airtight jars. Hide extras inside baking supplies, in old coffee containers, or in pet food bins where they won't be noticed. Use misleading labels. Ration carefully because a little goes a long way. And remember that spices are high-value barter items. Keep your cooking discreet because smells travel, and the aroma of well-seasoned food advertises that you have more than just survival rations. Number 7, soap. Soap is humanity's frontline defense against disease. In a world where garbage piles up, where sewage systems fail, where water runs dirty, hygiene separates the sick from the healthy. Soap stops the spread of cholera, prevents dysentery, and controls staph infections from minor cuts. During Venezuela's economic collapse, soap became black market gold. People traded valuables for bars of soap because staying clean became nearly impossible. But soap does more than just clean bodies. You can use it to disinfect wounds, create an insect repellent spray, lubricate tools, or even protect crops from certain pests. The challenge with soap is concealment. Soap has a smell, and that smell signals cleanliness, which signals supplies. If your family stays notably cleaner than your neighbors, people notice. Remove packaging that advertises the brand or amount. Store bars in airtight containers or vacuum-sealed bags to prevent scents from leaking. Hide them mixed with cleaning supplies where they blend in. Scatter smaller stashes throughout your home. Store a few bars in obviously visible locations. These are your show supplies, what you'd give up if demanded. The real stockpile stays hidden. Number 8, flashlights. Flashlights, headlamps, and lanterns are essential for navigation and safety, but they also betray your location. In total darkness, even a small flicker of light can be seen from hundreds of yards away. Turn on a bright flashlight and you've just announced to everyone that you have working equipment, which means batteries, which means supplies. Stock pen lights for stealth, tactical flashlights with multiple brightness settings, and headlamps for hands-free work. Get red light filters, which preserve night vision and are less visible from a distance. Diversify your power sources. Battery-powered, rechargeable with solar panels, hand-crank generators, and USB rechargeable lights. Never depend on a single power source.
When moving outside at night, use the lowest lumen setting possible. Cup your hand over the light to direct it only where needed. Hide extra flashlights in coat pockets, toolboxes, old electronics boxes, hollowed out books, under bathroom sinks, and garage clutter. Your flashlight is hope in the darkness, but to desperate neighbors, your light is proof that you have what they lack. Number 9, matches and lighters. The ability to create fire on demand is the foundation of human survival. It cooks food, making it safe to eat. It purifies water, killing bacteria and parasites. It provides warmth, preventing hypothermia. Starting a fire without modern tools is incredibly difficult, but a match? A lighter? Instant fire. This makes matches and lighters survival gold. They're tiny, lightweight, and portable. They're also incredibly easy to steal. One small box of waterproof matches can be traded for significant amounts of food, ammunition, medicine, or protection. Never keep all your matches and lighters in one place. Stash them everywhere. Kitchen drawers, toolboxes, emergency kits, old shoe boxes, winter jacket pockets, coffee cans in the garage, under bathroom sinks, in your vehicle's glove compartment. Stock variety. Waterproof matches for wet conditions, strike anywhere matches for reliability, regular matches in bulk, multiple lighters, disposable ones and refillable lighters with extra fluid, windproof lighters for outdoor use. But remember, fire creates evidence. Smoke rises and can be seen from miles away. The smell of wood smoke travels. When you cook with fire, you're broadcasting your location and resources. Cook discreetly, ideally indoors with proper ventilation, and never advertise your fire starting capability. Number 10, food. Food is power. Food is currency. Food is everything. Grocery shelves empty within 72 hours of a major disruption. This isn't speculation, it's documented fact from every disaster in recent history. Just-in-time delivery systems mean stores don't stockpile excess inventory. When supply chains break, shelves go bare almost immediately. Without refrigeration, most fresh food becomes inedible within days. What's left are pantry staples, canned goods, dry goods, preserved foods, and those become the new currency. Whoever controls food controls the community, but that power makes you a target. Once people know you have food, you're no longer a neighbor. You're a resource to be acquired, by trade if possible, by force if necessary. Never keep everything in one place. Keep some in your pantry where it's expected. This is your sacrificial supply. Hide more in the garage disguised as old paint cans or cleaning supplies. Store supplies in the attic, in false walls, under floorboards, anywhere that isn't obvious. Rotate your supplies so canned goods don't expire. Date everything. Keep inventory lists, but keep those lists hidden and coded. Never discuss your food storage with anyone outside your immediate household. Not neighbors, not extended family, not friends. Casual comments like, "I've been stocking up," are remembered.
When hunger sets in, people remember who mentioned having extra food. Manage evidence. Food creates smells when cooked. Those smells travel and attract attention. Cook discreetly. Use methods that minimize odor. If everyone else is eating once a day and your family is obviously well fed, people notice. Now let's talk about protecting everything. The key is concealment and diversification. Think like someone trying to find your supplies. Where would they look first? Kitchens, pantries, garages? So don't keep everything there. Use decoy bins with misleading labels. A container labeled Christmas decorations might hold candles, batteries, and matches. A bin labeled old baby clothes might contain food. Pet food bags can hide rice or beans. Create multiple locations within your home. Don't keep all batteries in one drawer. Don't store all food in the pantry. Scatter supplies throughout the house in small amounts, under beds, in closet corners, behind books on shelves, inside old electronics boxes. This makes theft harder because someone would need to search your entire home thoroughly. The second critical strategy is silence. Every person you tell about your supplies is a potential security breach. Avoid discussing your preparations even casually. Don't talk about gardening projects. Don't mention that you're learning to can vegetables. Don't post on social media about stocking up. When you use supplies, do it discreetly. Don't let packaging pile up in visible trash. Don't let smells escape your home. If you must discuss anything, downplay it. "We just had a few cans left in the pantry" is better than "we've been stocking up." Always understate, always deflect, always minimize. The goal is to appear slightly better prepared than average, but not exceptionally so. Rationing is crucial. Don't burn through supplies early when the situation might still improve. Ration carefully from day one. Supplement with alternatives where possible. Use high-value items like coffee, spices, and candles strategically, for morale when it's critically needed, or for barter when you can acquire something essential you lack. In a collapsed economy, barter becomes the primary exchange mechanism. High-value comfort items like coffee, chocolate, and spices can be traded for necessities. Small quantities of food can be traded for labor or information, but every trade reveals what you have. If you trade coffee beans, people know you have coffee. So trade carefully. Trade small amounts. Never reveal the extent of your supplies. Here's the harsh reality. Desperation changes people. The neighbor who waves hello today may become a competitor for resources tomorrow. History has shown us this pattern. During the siege of Leningrad, neighbors turned on each other. In Venezuela, hygiene products became black market gold.
After Hurricane Katrina, looting became widespread within days. When systems fail and scarcity hits, human behavior becomes predictable. Your preparation acknowledges this reality. You hope for community cooperation, but you don't depend on it. You have the supplies and strategies to survive independently if necessary. And that actually makes you more valuable to a community if one forms, because people who can feed themselves don't drain limited community resources. So what do you do with this information? Assess your current supplies honestly. Identify gaps. Start filling those gaps quietly and consistently. Create concealment strategies. Diversify storage locations. Practice discretion. Stop announcing your preparations to anyone who doesn't absolutely need to know. Develop skills that complement your supplies. How to purify water, preserve food, start fires safely, provide first aid, grow food. Acknowledge that preparation isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and maintaining readiness. Supplies need rotation. Skills need practice. Plans need updating. Security needs constant attention. These 10 items are sitting in your home right now, but are they protected? Are they hidden? Are you prepared for what happens when your neighbors realize you have them? The difference between surviving and becoming a target comes down to preparation, concealment, and silence. If this video opens your eyes to the reality of blackout survival, smash that like button and subscribe to Food Decider for more life-saving knowledge. And remember, when the lights go out, it's not just about surviving the darkness, it's about surviving the desperation that follows.